everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the Disney Mirrorverse 5-inch Sulley Action Figure from Disney and Pixar's Monsters, Inc. Now this is based off the Disney Mirrorverse video game that came out over a year ago, and this is also one of the first wave Mirrorverse figures that came out 2 years ago, sometime before the game was released. Also, I got this on Amazon at the beginning of the year, meaning I've had this in my hands for about 9 months, which feels like a long time ago. And since it's October now, I feel like now's the appropriate time to review this. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, including that bell icon, to be notified when I upload a new video. So now let's have a look at the box. Now looking at the box, we've got a clear view of Sulley himself in his yellow armor. And right below him, we've got the warning for the young kids, as well as a portrait shot of him. And we've also got his card on the left. On the top, we've got the Disney Mirrorverse logo, as well as that McFarlane Toys logo, which is the company that makes the Mirrorverse figures. And right here, we've got his name. And it tells you that he's a tank character in the Mirrorverse game. And it also says it's for ages 4 and up. And here are the sides. On the back of the box, it tells you the other Wave 1 Mirrorverse figures you can get, such as Belle from Beauty and the Beast, Goofy, and Mickey. I do have the Goofy and Mickey Mirrorverse figures, so if you haven't seen my reviews on them, I'll leave the links down to their reviews in the description below. And here's the bottom with the UPC. So now let's get him open. So here he is. Now let's cut the ties. And here is Sulley out of the packaging. Now there is some assembly required when you take him out, so we gotta put his tail on, as well as this fuel tank piece. Now let's put it together. So to put the tail on, just look for the hole, line them up, and then just push it in, and then it'll snap into place. There we go, just like that. And to put the yellow fuel tank piece on, just line up the holes, push it in, and then it'll lock into place. Alright, now that we finished putting the two parts together, we can now finally have a look at him. But before we look at him, let's have a look at his card. So here's his card. It's got a picture of Sulley himself on it. And on the top, we've got the Disney Mirrorverse logo. And right below the picture, we've got his name. And also says that he's a tank character in the game. On the back, we've got another picture of Sulley in a heroic pose. And we also get his stats, which tell you how well he plays in the game. So we've got 7 out of 10 for attacking enemies, 5 out of 10 for shielding, 1 out of 10 for targeting, and 7 out of 10 for healing. And we also get a bio of him that says, "This monstrously charismatic leader is fiercely protective. In fact, he's just plain fierce. Sulley defends himself and his friends with advanced tech, slamming foes with his shield and stunning those foolish enough to get in his way. Now looking at Sulley, you can see that he's got a grumpy, fierce face expression with the mouth closed. And I must say, McFarlane did top-notch work on his face. He looks like he's ready to bust out the bad guys and take them down. Now, I kind of wish they gave him alternate faces. Maybe give him a growling expression or a smiling expression so that you can have him in a battle warrior pose or just a regular Sulley. Now, moving down to the body, the yellow armor that Sulley has on him looks super cool. I love the metallic they added on some parts of it. And what's really cool about the armor is that some parts of it are rubbery, like the shoulder pads. So when you move the arm all the way around, the shoulder pad doesn't get in the way. Also, there's some inner detail of the armor. So as you can see here, you can see that Sulley is wearing a black suit, and then they stuck some yellow armor on him, which is actually pretty cool. Now on the back of the armor, we've got the little tank on him, which is actually the Scream canister from Monsters, Inc. And I'm really happy that they added some Monsters, Inc. movie details to him. And moving on to the arms, you can see that Sulley is wearing a big yellow gauntlet on his right arm. Now it's mainly yellow with some metallic and a little bit of detail sculpting, which kind of references the Scream canister a little bit. And you can see that Sulley is holding the gauntlet, which is actually pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, you cannot remove the gauntlet out of his hands. Also, one thing you may not notice about his arms is that the right arm doesn't have any armor covering it, except for the yellow gauntlet that he's holding. But on the left arm, it's completely covered with armor, except for the left hand. Now, what's really cool about the left arm is that he's got a shield on. I mean, wow, it just looks incredible. It's mainly metallic with a bit of yellow. And what's really cool about the details on it is that the little spikes here kind of remind me of the doors from Monsters, Inc. So it's really nice to see some more Monsters, Inc. references to it. And what's really awesome about the shield is that it can actually rotate. But unfortunately, it doesn't come off. So the shield is basically stuck on his forearm gauntlet, which actually looks really cool. And moving down to the legs, you can see that there's no armor covering it, but the sculpting of the fur look really amazing. I could just feel the texture of the fur. And it's mainly light blue with the purple dots, which are so iconic to Sulley. And on the back, we've got his cute little tail here with the spikes. And here's the bottom with some sculpting. Now let's have a look at his articulation. Now the articulation on this big guy is really limited because of all the armor. But we do have a little bit, which is pretty good. So his head does move from side to side, but the armor does get in the way. The arms can rotate all the way around. And it's on a shoulder joint, so you can lift them up about this far, about nearly a T-pose. And just like I mentioned earlier, the shield rotates. And last but not least, he's got a swivel at the waist. It's a little bit stiff, but it is there. And his short little legs don't move, unfortunately. So I guess that's all the articulation Sulley has. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my review on the Disney Mirrorverse 5-inch Sulley action figure from Monsters, Inc. So please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Please like the video. Leave a comment if you would like, as it really helps the channel. And be sure to check out my IG and Twitter accounts if you haven't already. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.